If you're not living a life of abundance and attracting everything you imagined, there could be a hidden reason that you didn't even know exist. Let's talk about that today on Cross-Examined. This very thing that could be blocking you from achieving abundance and attracting the good things into your life that you truly and genuinely want is this simple realization: everything is well right now. It is well with you right now in the moment. My proof for that is that you are alive and you are right now enjoying a good life. If you're watching this, you're obviously watching this on a computer, which means that you're living in a society that has technology and a means with which you can exchange information with others and gain knowledge and grow. Chances are pretty good that you live in a home, or that you have money in a bank account, or in your wallet, or in your purse somewhere. In fact, if you can scrounge up 75 cents, check under the cushions in your couch, look under the seats in your car, maybe go borrow it from a friend. But if you can scrounge up 75 cents, you have a roof over your head and clothes on your back, you are more wealthy than 75% of the world's population right now. That's pretty amazing. It is well with you physically and financially. In fact, one of my very good friends, Dr. Rick Wren, once told me, "Jeffrey, happiness is not in having what you want, it's in wanting what you have." I didn't realize what he meant at the moment, but as I've meditated on that very thought over the years, I've realized that all of the attraction, all of the abundance that I can possibly live and gain in my life has to come from a place of my own well-being. Also realize that right now, wherever you are, no matter what your situation, you are in a preferred situation. What do I mean by that? I'll hear people say, "But Jeffrey, what you don't realize is that I'm living in utter poverty." Or, "Jeffrey, my mother has cancer." That can't be a preferred situation. But what I want you to know is that it actually is a preferred situation. Because there's an imagined future somewhere for you in which you would give thanks for what you're going through right now, no matter how good or how bad it is. In fact, you could give thanks for those things because they may well be the very thing that launches you into a greater and greater victory. Because it's in our greatest defeats and our greatest sorrows that we are launched and catapulted, if you will, into our greatest victories. Another thing to realize is that those issues that you're going through right now could be well be the things that create beliefs and values in your life that make the lives of others better. I'll give you an example. As a 10-year-old kid, my father had hurt himself while at work and was unable to provide for his family of 5 children. Within a matter of a few months, financially our family had become destitute. We didn't quite have enough food to feed the family. So, my father asked me if I would actually walk down to the church I'd been attending to pick up commodity foods to help feed our family. Essentially, as a 10-year-old kid, I stood in the welfare line to pick up food to feed my family. Now, the crushing thing about that situation is that right across the street, my friends were playing. And I could see them playing while I was standing in a welfare line. I ducked my head and simply hoped that no one would see me. Not only was I embarrassed, I was hurt. So, I decided from that experience a couple of things. Number one, I'd never be that poor for the rest of my life. Number two, my children would never experience the poverty I did as a child. So that was actually a preferred situation for me right now, because that had catapulted me, literally catapulted me into successes that I've had throughout my life. Now, the next thing I want you to realize is that right now, your state of being, your native state of being, is well-being. That's who you are. At the very core and center of who you are is well-being. It can be no other way. In fact, the only way for us to lose our peace of mind, as St. Paul called it, the peace that passes understanding. The only way for us to lose our peace of mind is to either take ourselves from this native state of well-being in the now into a perceived future and begin to worry about it. In other words, we can drag an imagined future into the now and let all of the pain and agony and all of the hurt, loss, and torment of an imagined future, we can allow that to soil our well-being in the moment. Or we can head into the past and dig up old aches, old hurts, old heartbreaks. We can dig up guilt from the things we've done in the past, and we can let them ruin our well-being in the moment. But when we leave the future in the future and the past in the past, we put ourselves in the most amazing place to actually begin to see, visualize, and attract into our lives the very things we want right now. In other words, realizing our well-being in the moment puts us in a powerful place from which to attract a greater future. There's a story about a man named Horatio Spafford. Horatio in 1871 had lost his 4-year-old son suddenly. His 4-year-old son had died, and then shortly after that, the Great Chicago Fire ruined what he had left. He was a famous lawyer at that point, a very prominent lawyer in Chicago. He lost his practice and most everything he had in the Chicago Fire. Well, in 1873, as he was beginning to rebuild his life, he decided he would take a trip to England with his family, his wife and 4 daughters that remained. Well, zoning problems with the Great Chicago Fire actually held him back, such that he sent his wife and daughters ahead. Well, as he was leaving on the boat to go join his wife and daughters, he had gotten a wire transfer, or he'd actually gotten a telegraph that said, "Saved alone," by his wife. The ship that his wife and 4 daughters had been on had actually wrecked into another ship and sank. His 4 daughters, his 4 remaining children, had died tragically. As he was sailing across the Atlantic to rendezvous with his wife, near the place that the ship had gone down, he penned these famous words: "When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul." That, my friends, is the kind of peace and understanding of well-being that we truly are, that can launch us into an amazing future of attraction. Now, for your abundance awakening assignment. What I'd like you to do is take out a piece of paper and write out for yourself an imagined future. This imagined future, though, is not an imagined future of worry, pain, and sorrow. This imagined future is an amazing and wonderful future that you truly and genuinely want. And in this future, I want you to write yourself a note saying how grateful you are that you're in the situations, the place that you are right now. From this future, look back on what would then be seen as your past, and look at this very moment in time for yourself, and give thanks for where you are now because of where it can take you in the future. And realize in that imagined future that all is well with you at that moment, at this moment, and for all eternity. And now may the God that is within you and me bless us both abundantly. Be sure to check out my website, abundanceawakening.com, for more free teaching videos, more videos on the law of attraction, and how to bring more wonderful things into your life and to live the life that you truly deserve. Thank you.